Hi, my name's Kandis Ingram, and I'm a registered dietitian. Today I'd like to talk to you about some changes that can help you to make healthier choices. For example, you may have noticed that the food labels have been changing how they look lately, and actually most products will now have a new nutrition fact label starting January of 2021. So what's new? Well, to start, calories and fat. A lot of times people will look at the grams of fat on the label, but actually it's more the type of the fat that you should be concerned about as opposed to the amount of fat that you're eating. If anything, if you can limit the saturated fat, and in particular trans fat, you can help to reduce your risk for cardiovascular disease. Let's talk about added sugars. You'll continue to see added sugars on the label, but it's also important to limit the added sugars that you eat in the foods that you select. Did you know that the most sugar that people consume is from sugar-sweetened beverages, snacks, and desserts? And if you eat these foods regularly, you're more than likely to intake more than the recommended amount of added sugars during the day. One other thing I'd like to talk about is serving sizes. Over the last 20 years, Americans have consumed more in terms of portion sizes, and this is important. One thing about the nutrition fact label is that it will now list the serving size of the entire package in certain instances. For example, if you have a 12-ounce can of soda, the nutrition fact label is going to list 12 ounces as a serving. Now always remember, that serving isn't necessarily an appropriate portion size for you, but this is designed to help you to realize how much you're actually consuming. One thing that I would encourage you to do when you're comparing labels is to use the 5-10-20 rule. If 5% is listed on the daily value percentage, if it's 0 to 5, you can consider that a low source of that particular nutrient. If it's 10%, that's considered a high source. And if it's 20% or above, that's considered a very high source of that nutrient. I hope these have been healthy tips for you, and I hope that this has been helpful. If anything, feel free to give me a phone call, or you can reach out to me via email if there's any questions or any concerns that you have. And as always, choose health and be well.